But you know, that pressure that makes diamonds, maybe there's some new diamonds coming up. I don't know. We see some folks from a home office standpoint that we're kind of excited about, but you're going to have a better viewpoint on them than we are. So do you see any new leaders rising, any diamonds?
Oh man, this that's the thing that's been so impressive to watch. When you have an environment like this and you know that it's different and it's new and you just got to kind of figure it out on the fly. Watching people excel in these kind of moments, I think is a lot of the reasons why any of us even do what we do. And one person in particular is Nichelle Waters. I mean, she is new and has come out of the gate. She was in the field for a very short period of time before we transitioned to the phone. And what she does is she just goes to work. And she has been able to just definitely stand out as a rising star. Again, along with Emma Daniel that I just mentioned, they have just become the tag team to watch. And they are definitely going to be the new upcoming leaders of the Ferguson division.
I'm glad you said that, Tanya, because you know how close I watch the production report, and I've noticed both of those names. I was going to ask you about both of them. I'm very, very proud, of course, of your veterans, and we know who they are, but it's so nice to see two people come up and emerge like those two. So I agree, future leaders at SLS.
Well, thank you for noticing.
Those ladies are great. Also, the leaders that come to mind in my division, I would think Anthony Johnson and Ashley Nelson. Those two is so funny because they have a really, they have a rival, this like a civil rivalry that they have that's just really, really cool to watch. So they're very, very competitive, but I can see both of them just being a leader in their own right, and just they have done exceptional things. And Anthony had just celebrated his 1-year anniversary. Ashley's doesn't come until like October, but just the things that they've been able to do in such a short period of time is truly great to see as well. So
I was talking with Henry the other day about the people that in the agency, we were trying to come up with the top 10 work habits, and both of those two have Ashley and Anthony have absolutely top 10 work habits in the agency. They're just like clockwork, reporting business all the time. And how about Curtis? We need Curtis now that he's got that penthouse on that top floor in Charlotte. I don't know what happened, but Curtis is going crazy. Now we need him to get a real expensive car.
Yeah, no, he's working on it. He already told me what he wants. I'm not going to share his secrets, but yes, he definitely has his eye on a nice vehicle as well. But no, he's doing exceptionally well too. I thought we were talking about like newcomers, but yeah, Curtis, yeah, that's a given. Curtis is.
I just had to throw that in. Yeah.
Yes, no, I love him.
we're seeing Curtis's penthouse from every angle on the Zoom. He was actually out on the balcony the other day, so I'm loving that.
Yeah, we had a pool picture today. I said, isn't that awesome to be able to feel like you are on a resort every single day? How cool is that for living? So
that's really cool. You know, Rory, you threw something out too. I know Henry asked the question about who's up and coming, but in this pandemic, we've had some veterans who have stepped up to lead, and they exemplify what's on your hat, Henry. No excuses. All the results count. On my team, I had some folks like Mark Nations, we call him United Nations. He's selling at a higher level than he ever has.
Higher level.
Yes. Andy Anderson, she's renamed her own nickname. She used to be the missions director. She's on a mission for commission. Now she's the Phoenix because she's rising up to a new level. But then, so that's really exciting to see veterans leading, but then new up and comers, a name that's pretty familiar now. And this guy is a real killer when it comes to taking down some AP, and that is Tony the Tiger Azar. Tony, I think that he's definitely ready to do some coaching. He was one that moved to the phone and decided to stay on the phone. He's not back face to face because it was his forte. So he's going to be instrumental in our division. I believe in training, helping, coaching, potentially building his own team as a phone sales force. Terrence Mack, we call him Millennial Mack The Lumberjack, Terrence Mack. We're going to
But
have
he
him.
has more nicknames than that, Jonathan, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't Terrence, he's one of the most nicknamed persons in the company.
He is. T-Mac, Millennial Mac, Mac Daddy Mac. His favorite, though, is Lumberjack Mac. He wants you to call him Lumberjack Mac.
When he leaves,
T-Mac Attack.
when he leaves back, do you guys say Return of the Mac?
Return of the Mac. If we say there's no slack in Mac, we call, when he has a big day, it's a T-Mac AP Attack. I mean, this guy's got it going on. A lot of energy, great positive leadership already among our team. I set firmly on being an ambassador elite, helping with recruiting. I could see him having a big team in an area where we don't really have a large team right now. And here's another one, Crystal Wright. A lot of people know Crystal Wright. We call her the coverage queen, but she's another one that's embraced the phone and recruiting and has aspirations. I don't know. We'll see what she does. We have so many names of others that are coming up. Like Laura Mason, that is the baby dragon. She's going to be coming up and doing a lot of recruiting. Some others that have been more like mentors to the team. J.R. Reed, the classy closer herself. And then we have Cheryl Do It Her Way Ferrier. She's doing it the right way. We need to change her name to Doing It the Right Way Ferrier. So these people are leading in ways that make my job easier and make me look better than I am because they're so tremendous. So I'm super excited about the effort.
Still king of the nicknames. After all these years. I
don't even want to know.
Jonathan, I hope nobody else is listening to this with all those nicknames you've given. I hope this is just this group because you are hilarious with these nicknames.
Well, hey, they know their nicknames. So, I mean, it's not secret. We're a family. Family has nicknames for each other. That's what we do.
But yeah, the future leaders in I mean, here in my division, it's just nice to see people that were in the field because you have those field coaches, the people that know what to do and how to do the system and how to hit their numbers in the field and how to teach other people how to do it. But it's nice to see people learn how to do the phone. Some people have telesales experience. Some people don't. Some people are learning, but they feel more comfortable over the phone. It's just nice to see people like that. And I know in my division, I've had Rihanna Bankston. She actually came from a telesales background. So she has that phone voice. She has that drive, that work ethic. And I mean, the girl, she's staying with family right now, but I mean, she goes and she books in a closet when everybody else comes home. So she keeps going even when people come back home. So it's just super cool to see people like her emerge. It's super cool to see George Clemens. He's really stepped it up. He's come. He was out in the field doing his thing. He's been here about 2 years now, but just watching him grow and watching how he's been able to transition, and he's always looking for help. He's always asking, listen to his recordings. He's always listening for critique. So it's just cool to see people like that. And then the newcomer that we have that we don't know where he's going to land, telesales or field jet, but Tyler Paris, he hasn't even had a field training day from somebody, but he's out in the field just from watching presentations that have been recorded and plugging in SLSU and calling from every single home possible. Just seeing people like that emerge during this pandemic and know that they want more. It's really cool to see.
Jason, Tyler's caught my eye too on the production reports and on the group me. He just seems like a real positive young person with great work habits. How old is he?
I think he's like 25 or 26.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
He's going to be a winner.
don't know, saying Tyler, that might be a sign. Tyler makes me think about Tyler, Texas, where we got to keep our eye on Chris Leary. And there in Tyler as well. She's another up-and-comer. I know if Yvonne was here, she'd probably be being a cheerleader for Chris right now. I think I would agree with her. Yeah. Any other up-and-comers from here? There could be some folk in the past.
Well, I would just say, as far as someone who, if we're talking about a no excuses, only results count type of mentality, you know, I have an agent that comes to mind that has had her biggest week being on the phone. And I think about Rebecca Pritchard, because she's someone who, you know, has 5 children at home, has a husband there at home. She has a lot of distractions. But one thing I love about her is that when she is focused, she is focused. And, you know, she had situations where, you know, like we just showed that she was over 8 hours on the phone just yesterday. So, I mean, it's rare. I mean, even Jason had to put out a challenge. He's going to give out $1,000 to his agent that's able to do that. And you know, that's really a tough feat. So she's someone that comes to mind that, like I said, had her biggest week over the phone. And if I just, can just kind of just help coach her through, I can see her being a big future shining star with SLS.
And you mentioned Kadarius, Jennifer, earlier. Yeah, but I mean, from where Kadarius has been and to what he's done during this last few months during this pandemic, I'm very, very proud of him. Very proud of him. And if all he needs to do is just keep doing what he's doing, and he's going to see a dramatic impact change in his life. Well,
I have good news to report. He's actually moving to Nashville as we speak right now. He said thanks to SLS that he is able to make this move to he's been doing exceptionally well, and he's grateful for this opportunity.
As long as he doesn't take up country music singing.
There's KD Lang, so there's precedent for that. It'd be KD Lang and KD Green if we're not careful. Mm-hmm. But we've got a lot of good things happening, and just hearing all this evolution and all these new names and these new stars, and of course we're excited. I'm thinking about Crystal. She's on my mind today for some reason, because I've been watching her growth, Crystal McGregor, watching her growth as a producer, and now she's been doing some coaching and recruiting, and I was super excited to see her buying her home. I hear she's having it custom built. That's the word on the street, James. But do you have any other folks up there that we need to be paying attention to?
Well, Crystal is, as we found out, very picky. So there wasn't a single house for sale in Vero that met her needs. And so now she is going to be custom building a home, which in her mind, she realized that it'll take about a year to do it. And in that year, she can make a whole lot of extra money here. So when she starts buying furniture and buying chandeliers, she said it has to be all crystal chandeliers because she's crystal. So it's the Crystal Palace we're building. She's been killing it. She'll be MDC qualified. I'd bet my own ticket on it with the amount of recruiting that she's done. She has not met a single person in the past 2 years, literally met a single person that she has not told about SLS. In fact, my vet next door is actually upset with us because she literally walks over there on her 5-minute breaks, and when they're on their break outside, tries to recruit all the people working at the vet. So she's done a fantastic job, but adversity has really made a lot of people shine.
James, let me just say one thing about Crystal. That makes me feel so good to have somebody here, not 10 years or 20 years or 8 years, but 3 or 4 years to be out buying a $400,000 house in that period of time. And she showed me the money the other day. I don't know if I should say this on this call, but I don't think she'd mind. Showed me her bank accounts, and her bank accounts were just crazy. So anyhow, yes. I'm very proud of Crystal. How about this Elizabeth Milton? She's caught my eye. I see she sells every day. She's brand new, here a month or two, and she looks like an up and comer.
And so I was saying, adversity, has given us an opportunity. And it reminds me, the only reason I joined SLS was in 2008 with the financial crisis, and a lot of people's jobs and employment, shifted. And Elizabeth is a banker, or was a banker. She's now a top sales producer, and she's killing it. She came here because of Austin Charbonneau. He's an up and comer. He's never met a person he doesn't try and recruit. And he was a personal trainer. And so right after he joined SLS, the gym shut down entirely. So all of his friends in training lost their jobs. So it was really good timing there. You look down south with Justin, and he's got Brian Whiteley, who, is just absolutely come on and really found a home, and he couldn't be happier. Griffin Henderson down there. He actually used to work for Grant Cardone. So we got a little 10X now working at SLS. Melissa Amani, Rory, you got to hear her speak the other day. She is just an incredible human being and fantastic at selling. Tashina, another new person, in the office, and then somebody that's just willing to help anybody regardless of who they are, what team they're on, or in the field. She's offered her help to everybody in F2F side, has been Karen Schertz, and she's really, stepped up a lot leading from the front. And she jokes around, and she'll probably be mad I said this, but considers herself kind of the mom of the office, just trying to keep everybody calm and getting along and doing all that. So it's exciting to see, all the people. So I'm sure I missed a ton of people because there's so many people having so much success right now, and I just can't name them all. So
just commenting briefly there, like on that group down south with Justin and what a wonderful person. He must work. Seems like he works sometimes 7 days a week. He's constantly working, and to attract people like you said, Brian and Griff and Melissa, and just a wonderful group of people with great attitudes and good character. So really great job getting Justin into the company. I think he might, I'd have to defer maybe to Henry. I don't know the answer to this, but he might be the first or the fastest person ever to get to 50,000 a week. If he's not the fastest, he's one of the fastest.
He's definitely one of the fastest. I can't sacrifice all my records yet, Rory. There's one who was faster, but he's fast. No, we're definitely looking forward to his future growth, and I'm excited to hear this because we're going to need these folks. The ambassador program, I've noticed it start to pick up the pace. I don't know if you all have done trainings on it, or people are starting to remember it, or they're excited because they're starting to recruit again. But the ambassador program started to pick up a lot of momentum. So all these names that I'm hearing, they're going to be necessary because those are also trainers. And sometimes they can train their own ambassador recruits, or they may be able to help train their peers' ambassador recruits. So continue to work with them. And if other people come to you and say that they want to be in leadership, share those names with us. There's a leadership development program that's coming up that I think that some of these names I'm hearing about, they're going to want to be at some of these meetings that we'll be having in the months to come.